Part 1. A Redditor Joe moved into a quiet suburban neighborhood. It was the perfect place: peaceful streets, friendly neighbors, and a charming atmosphere. Everyone seemed welcoming, except for Mr. Hale, the old man who lived next door. He kept to himself, never smiled, and had a peculiar habit of staring out his window at all hours. One evening, Joe noticed Mr. Hale was staring at him again. This time, there was something unsettling about the way his eyes followed Joe's every move. He tried to shrug it off, but the feeling of being watched lingered. That night, Joe heard strange noises coming from Mr. Hale's house, a rhythmic tapping that echoed through the thin walls. Part 2. Curiosity got the better of him. He peeked through his blinds, and to his horror, saw Mr. Hale standing in his living room, wearing a disturbingly realistic mask, one that looked just like Joe's face. Mr. Hale's body language mimicked Joe's perfectly, down to the way he scratched his head. Terrified, Joe called the police, but when they arrived, Mr. Hale was just a frail old man, confused and harmless. They found no mask, no sign of any strange behavior. The police left, unconcerned, but Joe couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Part 3. The next morning, Joe received a package on his doorstep with no return address. Inside was the mask. Attached to it was a note in his own handwriting that simply read, "I'm always watching." That night, the tapping started again, but this time it was coming from inside Joe's own house,